Hey guys, it's Dani, and I am here today with an Ask Dani. Now this question is actually a follow-up to a video I put up a couple weeks ago when we were distinguishing the difference between physiological and just feeling hungry. So if you haven't seen that video yet, you can check it out right over here, and you might want to watch that one first, and this will probably make a little more sense to you. So the question came from Mara Jason 1, and she asked if I could do a part 2 to that video elaborating how we identify what we're actually wanting when we feel hungry but are not physiologically hungry. Which I think is a great question, and I would imagine a lot of people are probably asking themselves the same question. I know I would be. So I wanted to break it down into a few steps for you. So once you've established that you are feeling hungry, but you are not physiologically hungry, meaning your body does not need any fuel, then the first thing that you want to do, and it seems so obvious, is do not eat. Not hungry, don't eat, and be curious. Right? So we got to remember, guys, we can never get enough of what we don't really want. So you're not hungry, don't eat. Then from that space, the second step that you're going to do is notice what feeling comes up for you. How are you feeling in that moment? What is the feeling that is usually driving you to eat something? Right? So are you stressed? Are you anxious? Are you excited? Are you happy? You name it. Are you sad? You need to identify what that feeling is for yourself. Now, if you're not used to doing this, or if you're out of practice getting in touch with your feelings, this will take a little bit of time, right? So what I'm going to do is on my website, I'm going to leave a link down in the description box below here. I'm going to put up a feelings chart. So if you're having a hard time identifying your feelings, head on over to that link, look at the page and see if once you see it, something clicks for you. Sometimes when you see it, you're like, oh my God, that is exactly it. That's exactly what I'm feeling. So if you need that resource, use it. Okay, once you have the feeling, you're ready for the third step, right? So you have identified the feeling. The third step is to ask yourself, I wonder why am I feeling that way? Why do I think I feel fill in the blank, right? So if you're feeling sad, oh, how interesting. I noticed that I'm feeling sad. I wonder why I'm feeling sad right now. Why do I think I'm feeling sad right now? And just sometimes the answer doesn't come up right away, especially if we're not in practice doing this. But I promise you guys, we all have the answers inside of us if we are willing and open enough to take a look at them and to truly listen to understand what we need and what's going on there, right? So number one, do not eat if you're not hungry. Number two, notice the feeling that comes up for you, identify it. And number three, ask yourself why you think you're feeling that way. Now, you have to remember, you've been using food to distract yourself for a while if this is a habit that you're in. So it's very likely that whatever comes up for you is not going to be a comfortable space. I mean, think about it. You've been distracting yourself from that space for however long it's been. So just know that going into this and be kind and patient and understanding and compassionate with yourself. Let this be a process. It doesn't have to be like gung-ho to the finish line. Now, I'm going to give you guys an example just to put this all into perspective for something how I use these tools, right? So what I notice for me is that a lot of times during the 5 p.m. crunch, that's what I call it, from like 5 to 7 p.m., I start grazing, I'm eating, maybe I want a glass of wine, I'm eating off my kids' plates. You're just kind of like, I'm not really hungry, but I'm just eating. And I'm not even really enjoying it, I'm just eating, right? So I use these tools and I said, okay, I'm gonna stop, I'm not gonna do it tonight. And I noticed that the feeling that came up for me, there was like a stress and an anxiety, like an uneasiness that was underneath there. Fun, good times, right? So then I get to ask myself, well, why do I think I'm feeling stressed and anxious? And what I realized was that I had all these things on my mind about things that I wanted to get to, work I wanted to get back to, you know, you gotta do the laundry, you gotta get online, whatever it is. My busy little mind was telling me of all these to-dos I had, that I wasn't being present with my kids in that time, and I wasn't just enjoying the dinner time and the downtime and the time we had to connect and be together. So what I realized was my work was not to limit my carbs at dinner time or to pre-measure my food, had nothing to do with it. The eating was a symptom, it wasn't the problem. The problem was I needed to find a way to help myself relax so that I could be present and connected with my kids and my family from the 5 to 7 hours. So that became the work to do. And you can see how that's so very different than trying to control a diet, right? So I hope that some of this is resonating with you guys. I hope that this helps you take the work one level deeper. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, let's go down into the comments below. I love talking about this stuff. And I try, the day the video goes up, to answer as many comments as I possibly can. After that, I don't make any promises, but the first day you guys get down there, we'll chat. Okay, thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time with some more clean and deliciousness.